Hello, Transformers fans! Adam here with my second Constructicon Studio Series BONECRUSHER. Let's get into it, starting with the box. On the front, graphics of BONECRUSHER in both of his modes, which wrap around the side, along with an Autobot symbol, even though he's a Decepticon, which is pretty funny. Anyway, on the other side, a graphic of Devastator, and after this will be 2/6 of the way to him. And on the back, pictures of BONECRUSHER, along with a picture of Devastator powerbombing Sludge. Alright, set that back there, and grab BONECRUSHER. He only comes with one accessory, and that is his trusty blaster, for when he's in a firefight with the Autobots, before he and his teammates eventually decide to tilt the odds in their favor, forget these regular blasters, and just form Devastator. Alright, let's put his weapon away, and focus on BONECRUSHER himself. And check him out. Opinions on BONECRUSHER here have been mixed, and I can see why. For me, my two pet peeves are his hands. I do wish they would have done something a little bit better with them, but the bigger issue is the exposed ball joints in his elbows. He's a deluxe class figure, and this just should not be. And I can't even accept that it's because of how he transforms with his form going up to his shoulder, which we'll get to, because plenty of other deluxe class figures transform the same way, like Slingshot here, and his elbows do not look like this. This just seems like a lazy, easy out. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Aside from those two flaws, though, he is fairly G1 cartoon accurate. Let's do some close-ups here. Check out the tank tires that make up his legs and feet. The arms, again, aside from these unsightly ball joints. His chest, this Decepticon symbol. His face with that menacing red visor. The hood right behind it. Zoom out again. And we'll do a 360. There is some compromise on his back with Devastator's forearm, but you won't really be looking at that much anyway, because you'll be too busy looking at these exposed ball joints in his arms. I joke, because here's the thing. This is really not a huge deal for me, because once I get the rest of his teammates, I'll be keeping them combined as Devastator anyway, so hopefully by year's end, I'll never have to look at these again. And for articulation, his head has the 360 X-assist action, and make him nod, for range of motion with his arms, bend his elbow, twist his elbow, nothing with his hands, they're set in place, and nothing with his waist, but for range of motion with his legs. Twist his thigh, his knee does bend, but you have to untab it first, and bend his ankle. So this gives our boy, I'll say, decent posability possibilities. Not the best, but decent. Now let's go ahead and transform him. Start by raising up his arm, turn his form around, drop it down, and then tab it into his shoulder. Make sure it goes in all the way. Alright, same with the other one. Raise his arm up, turn his form around, drop it down, tab it into his shoulder, and make sure it goes in all the way. Alright, now bring down his scoop, raise up his hood, raise up Devastator's forearm temporarily just to get it out of your way, untab his upper body, bring it back, move his crotch forward temporarily, just so it's out of your way. Now go ahead and tuck in his head. Swing in his arm, complete with the hinge. Move it into the middle here. Same with the other one. Now tab your arms together. Alright. Now bring his hood up all the way. Go ahead and raise up the front end. Tab that into place. Make sure everything is nice and tightened up. Alrighty. Now bring Devastator's forearm back. Bring his crotch back. Go ahead and close up his feet and heels. So 1 and 2. Bring his legs back. You have 2 connecting points on the bottom here for each leg, so make sure they both go in. So 1. Alright. And then 2. Tab in, there we go. Make whatever adjustments we need to. Okay, looking good. Now, bring down this double hinge for the scoop all the way. Raise up the front part of the hinge. Tab into place right here. And then once again, just tighten up whatever we need to. Alrighty, and there he is in his alt mode as a bulldozer. And this is a rare case for the Studio Series where I would say that his alt mode is even better than his bot mode. Check it out. very G1 cartoon accurate, and he even has a Decepticon symbol inside of his scoop, which Scrapper did not have. And I am not seeing any compromise at all here, unlike his bot mode, which had his fair share. What do you guys think? Again, let me know in the comments. And for articulation in his alt mode, all you can really do is raise and lower his scoop, and that's about it. He doesn't have wheels, so you can't actually roll him, which is fine by me, because again, I'll be keeping him combined as Devastator anyway. Speaking of which, instead of transforming him back to a bot, let's go ahead and transform him into Devastator's arm, or at least as much of it as we can get right now. To do that, move his legs aside temporarily, bring out Devastator's forearm, move his legs back in and tap them back into place. So 1 and 2. Alrighty, and there we go. There he is as Devastator's arm, or again, as much of it as we can get right now. And this is where we will leave him until I can get the rest of the team and we can properly form Devastator. I'll make a separate Constructicons playlist to keep the team together. But that'll wrap up this video. Join me for the next one. Until then, good night, Transformers fans.